रन जो है वो एक चैलेंजिंग टारगेट है पाकिस्तान की तरफ से वेस्ट इंडीज के लिए।
आज निस्बतन बेहतर खेल का मुजाहरा किया है पाकिस्तान की खवातीन टीम ने और 133 रन के हदफ के ताक़ुब में अब देखना यह होगा कि विंडीज़ की ये बैटर्स किस अंदाज में मामलात को आगे लेकर चलती हैं। और आज पाकिस्तान की जानिब से बॉलिंग का आगाज़ करने के लिए तजुर्बेकार सना मीर तैयार हैं, जो पाकिस्तान की खवातीन टीम की साबिक कप्तान है। 5 जनवरी 1986 को एबटाबाद में पैदा हुई। ये उनका आज 99वां T20 इंटरनेशनल मैच है। अब तक 136 विकेटें हासिल कर चुकी हैं और 25 मई 2009 को सना मीर ने अपना पहला डबलिन में इंटरनेशनल T20 मैच आयरलैंड के खिलाफ खेला था। और उस मैच में जो टीम पाकिस्तान की इस वक्त DHA क्लब में
नाइट जो है या वो फेस कर रही हैं सना मीर की पहली गेंद, और कल की मैच की जो हीरोइन थी बल्कि डॉटिन।
सना मीर की पहली गेंद को डीप एक्स्ट्रा कवर पर धकेल कर 1 रन हासिल किया। नममीन यहाँ पर फील्डर 1 रन के साथ वेस्ट इंडीज ने अपने अकाउंट को ओपन किया 133 रन के हदफ के ताक़ुब में। तो नाइट जो कि 42 नंबर की शर्ट पहनी हुई है, उन्होंने पहला रन मुकम्मल किया।
डॉटिन जो कल प्लेयर ऑफ द मैच थी, अब वो सना मीर का सामना करेंगी। सना मीर दुनिया की नंबर 1 ऑलराउंडर, और आज सना मीर पर भी बहुत बड़ी जिम्मेदारी कि बॉलिंग में कोई ऐसे जौहर दिखाएं कि पाकिस्तान की टीम तकरीबन 8 साल बाद वेस्ट इंडीज को यहाँ हरा सके।
और यहाँ अगर पाकिस्तान की बॉलर्स, पाकिस्तान की फील्डर्स इब्तिदाई विकेट हासिल करने में कामयाब रहती हैं तो प्रेशर डेफिनेटली विंडीज़ की टीम पर बिल्ड होगा। ऑफ साइड की फील्ड अगर देखें तो यहाँ पर 5 फील्डर मौजूद हैं, ऑन साइड पर 4 फील्डर्स, विकेटों के पीछे सिद्रा नवाज। सना मीर एक मरतबा फिर तैयार हैं गेंद करने के लिए। राशिद रियाज के करीब से गुजरी सना मीर आई, गेंद की और डॉटन ने इस बार गेंद को उठा दिया है। रन होंगे यहाँ पर और गेंद बाउंड्री लाइन के बाहर 4 रन के लिए।
और डॉटन कल जिस तरह बैटिंग कर रही थी, आज उन्होंने तीसरी ही इनिंग्स की गेंद पर कवर्स के फील्डर के सर के ऊपर से 4 रन हासिल किए। थोड़ी सी फ्लाइट थी सना मीर ने, फील्डर के लिए कोई मौका नहीं।
तो डॉटन ने अपने अज़ाइम का इजहार किया है इस चौके के साथ। सना मीर इस ओवर में 4थी मरतबा डॉटन को आई, गेंद की और इस बार डॉट बॉल होगी। जवेरिया खान यहाँ पर मौजूद हैं, मुस्तैद, फुर्तीली, रन बनाने का कोई मौका नहीं था। सिद्रा नवाज विकेटों के पीछे से खिलाड़ियों का हौसला बढ़ाती हुई सना मीर एक मरतबा फिर तैयार है गेंद करने के लिए। दाएं हाथ से गेंद करने वाली ऑफ स्पिनर आई, गेंद की और इस बार डॉटन ने वही अंदाज अपनाया जो इससे पहले इस ओवर की तीसरी गेंद पर आजमाया था और 4 रन के लिए गेंद बाउंड्री लाइन के बाहर। तो इस ओवर में ये दूसरा चौका। 9 विंडीज का स्कोर 1 विकेट के बगैर किसी नुकसान के।
लग ऐसे रहा है कि जहां कल उन्होंने इनिंग्स खत्म की थी वहीं से आज इनिंग्स शुरू की है। 2 गेंदों पर 2 चौके मारे हैं पाकिस्तान की नंबर 1 बॉलर के खिलाफ।
लेकिन फील्डिंग में कोई तब्दीली नहीं की है बिस्मा मारूफ ने। एतमाद है उनको सना मीर को ऊपर। और अगली गेंद डॉटन ने इस बार बैटो बैट को साथ मिलाया, विकेटों में आती हुई इस गेंद को दिफाई अंदाज में खेलनी और इसी के साथ ये ओवर अपने अख्ताम को पहुंचा। तो विंडीज का स्कोर पहले ओवर के बाद 9 बगैर किसी नुकसान के। 8 रन पर बैटिंग कर रही है डॉटन, 1 रन स्कोर किया है नाइट ने। और आज जो फील्डिंग की बात कर रहे थे माजिद, विंडीज की फील्डिंग का स्टैंडर्ड बहुत ही गैर मेयारी रहा और कम से कम 3 यकीनी कैच उन्होंने ड्रॉप किए। और ये सिलसिला इब्तिदा में शुरू हुआ जब जवेरिया का कैच ड्रॉप हुआ, उसके बाद बिस्मा का कैच ड्रॉप हुआ और उसके बाद निदा डार का कैच ड्रॉप हुआ था।
और इस वक्त जो हम स्क्रीन पर जिस शख्स को देख रहे हैं, गस लोगी, वेस्ट इंडीज के वो खिलाड़ी जो दुनिया भर में सिर्फ अपनी फील्डिंग की वजह से शोहरत रखते थे, असिस्टेंट कोच इस टीम के, लेकिन आज यकीनी तौर पर गस लोगी जो है वो मायूस होंगे। अनम अमीन स्लो लेफ्ट आर्म स्पिनर हैं, ये अब दूसरा ओवर शुरू करने जा रही है।
बाएं हाथ से खेलने वाली अनन अमीन, जिनको आज एरम की जगह टीम में शामिल किया गया। पहली गेंद नाइट ने इस गेंद को आहिस्ता से धकेला कवर में। सना मीर यहाँ पर फील्डर हैं, रन बनाने का कोई मौका नहीं था। ये पाकिस्तान की बेहतरीन गेंद करने वाली बॉलर है अनम अमीन, 46 नंबर की शर्ट के साथ। अनम एक मरतबा फिर तैयार हुई, लेफ्ट आर्म राउंड द विकेट। और इस बार यहाँ पर मौजूद हैं जवेरिया खान, जिन्होंने गेंद को फील्ड किया, रन बनाने का कोई मौका नहीं था। बांग्लादेश के खिलाफ T20 मैच में 3 ओवर 3 मेडन और 3 विकेटें हासिल कर चुकी हैं अनन अमीन।
जी, अनम अमीन ने भी पाकिस्तान की तरफ से बड़ी परफॉर्मेंसेस दी हैं।
अब देखना ये होगा कि अनम अमीन क्या फर्क क्रिएट करती है। अब तक तो 3 गेंदें उन्होंने बड़ी शानदार की हैं और साबित किया है कि कल जो उनको बैठाने का फैसला था वो दुरुस्त नहीं था।
3 डॉट गेंदें खेल गई हैं नाइट, तो अब बैट्समैन पर प्रेशर बिल्ड होता हुआ, क्योंकि 2 गेंदों पर जिस तरह 2 चौके मारे थे डॉटन ने, तो नाइट थोड़ी सी,
और इस बार कदमों का इस्तेमाल किया, लेकिन बिल्कुल आखिरी लम्हे पर उन्होंने अपने स्ट्रोक को चेक किया। डीप लॉन्ग ऑन पर आलिया रियाज बिल्कुल बाउंड्री लाइन से जुड़ी हुई खड़ी हैं, जिन्होंने गेंद को फील किया और इस दौरान नाइट ने अपना दूसरा रन मुकम्मल किया। ये मैच डे में हो रहा है और नाइट ने रन दूसरा मुकम्मल किया।
जी हाँ, दिन में रात का मंजर नजर तो नहीं आ रहा हमें यहाँ, लेकिन हो सकता है कि नाइट पाकिस्तान की टीम को दिन में तारे दिखा दे।
और एक इंग्लैंड के बाएं हाथ के बैट्समैन निक नाइट हुआ करते थे, जो अब कमेंट्री से वाबस्ता हैं, वो भी बड़े स्टाइलिश बैट्समैन थे।
जी हाँ, निक नाइट मुझे याद है 87 में पाकिस्तान के खिलाफ वनडे इंटरनेशनल में सेंचुरी बनाई थी निक नाइट ने।
और अब डॉटन इन फॉर्म बैटर विंडीज की टीम की, जिन्होंने 5 गेंदों का सामना किया है 8 रन बनाने के लिए, और ये दोनों 8 रन उन्होंने 2 चौकों की मदद से स्कोर किए हैं। अनम अमीन की पहली गेंद, जिसे विकेटों में आती हुई इस गेंद को सीधे बल्ले के साथ वापस अनम की जानिब धकेल दिया। अनम के बिल्कुल करीब खड़े हुए हैं अंपायर एहसन रजा, जो कल टीवी पर मौजूद थे लेकिन आज फील्ड अंपायर की जिम्मेदारी अदा करते हुए। अनम अमीन एक मरतबा फिर तैयार हुई गेंद करने के लिए डॉटन को। अच्छी गेंद, बड़ा शानदार ओवर अनम अमीन का, 1 रन दिया इस ओवर में उन्होंने, और 10 विंडीज का स्कोर 2 ओवर के बाद बगैर किसी नुकसान के।
या कुछ दिन पहले जिस तरह सरफराज अहमद का एक वाकया हुआ डरबिन के वनडे में, खैर वो तो खैर ना खुशगवार वाकया था। सरफराज जिस तरह विकेटों के पीछे मुसलसल बोलते हुए हमें सुनाई देते हैं, पाकिस्तान की जो विकेट कीपर हैं
सिद्रा नवाज
भी आप देखिए पिछले 2 ओवर्स में मुसलसल कुछ ना कुछ बॉलर्स को मशवरे दे रही है, फील्डर को कुछ ना कुछ कहने की कोशिश कर रही है। तो सिद्रा नवाज भी लग रहा कि सरफराज से इंस्पायर है।
बिल्कुल ठीक कहा माजिद आपने, और बॉलिंग में तब्दीली, और सना मीर को 1 ओवर के बाद हटा लिया है बिस्मा मारूफ ने, और अब दाएं हाथ से गेंद करने वाली तेज बॉलर आलिया रियाज को इंट्रोड्यूस कराने का फैसला किया है। एमन अनवर है ये, आलिया रियाज नहीं है। बिल्कुल ठीक कहा माजिद ने, और उनकी पहली गेंद को ऑन साइड पर खेलकर 1 रन हासिल किया नाइट ने, जिनका अब इनफरादी स्कोर 3-11 विंडीज का स्कोर किसी नुकसान के बगैर। तो 132 रन बनाने के बाद जो पाकिस्तान की खवातीन टीम की खिलाड़ियों की बॉडी लैंग्वेज है वो काफ़ी पॉजिटिव है, क्योंकि कल के मुकाबले में आज बेहतर परफॉर्मेंस रही है। सिर्फ 89 रन किए थे कल पूरी टीम ने, और आज 132 रन बनाए हैं। काफ़ी अच्छी परफॉर्मेंस रही, लेकिन इसके लिए उनको थैंकफुल रहना होगा विंडीज़ की गैर मेयारी फील्डिंग का भी।
और 132 रन पाकिस्तान ने 4 विकेटों के नुकसान पर बनाया, और कल पाकिस्तान की टीम पूरे 20 ओवर भी नहीं खेल सकी।
और ये जो दाएं हाथ से गेंद करने वाली फास्ट बॉलर एमन अनवर हैं, ये ट्विन बहनें हैं, और इनकी जो दूसरी बहन है वो भी ग्राउंड में मौजूद हैं। एमन एक मरतबा फिर आई, गेंद की, और इस बार ने विकेटों में आती हुई इस गेंद को सीधे बल्ले के साथ खेला। और मैंने उनसे पूछा कि क्या आपको भी क्रिकेट का शौक है, तो उन्होंने कहा नहीं, मुझे क्रिकेट का कोई शौक नहीं है। मैंने उनसे पूछा कि दिन एमन का मूड ना हो, वो प्रैक्टिस पर ना आए, उन्होंने कहा मैं एक्सपोज हो जाऊंगी, क्योंकि मुझे बिल्कुल भी बैटिंग करना नहीं आती, फील्डिंग में कर लूंगी।
खवातीन क्रिकेट पे भी आपने खासी रिसर्च की हुई है।
रिसर्च इसलिए जरूरी है माजिद भट्टी साहब के, काम ही आपका यही है। इसी दौरान एमन की अगली गेंद, और इस गेंद को उठा लिया है डॉटन ने। 1 टप्पा, 2 टप्पे, और तीसरे टप्पे के बाद गेंद बाउंड्री लाइन के बाहर। ये मुसलसल तीसरा चौका है डॉटन का इसी जगह पर,
और डॉटन ने एक ही जगह का इंतखाब किया है। पहले 2 चौके उन्होंने सना मीर की 2 गेंदों पर मारे, और इस बार एनम अनवर किस्मत बॉलर थी, वही पोजीशन और वही नतीजा।
तीसरा ओवर विंडीज की इनिंग का, और स्कोर अब बढ़ता हुआ 15। तो बड़ा पॉजिटिव स्टार्ट विंडीज की इनिंग का। एमन अनवर आई गेंद करने के लिए डॉटन को, डॉटन ने इस बार गेंद को ड्राइव किया। बड़ी मुस्तनद बैटर हैं डॉटन, और 2 सेंचुरियां T20 इंटरनेशनल क्रिकेट में इनके क्रेडिट पर हैं, और पहले ही मैच में उन्होंने 90 रन की इनिंग खेली थी। तो इस एतबार से इनकी विकेट हासिल करना पाकिस्तान की खवातीन टीम के लिए इंतहाई अहमियत का हामिल होगा।
या क्या ही अच्छा होता कि थोड़ी सी अगर पिच पर घास भी छोड़ दी जाती ताकि डिफरेंट कंडीशंस में भी मैचेस हो सकते।
एमन अनवर और इस बार गेंद को ड्राइव कर दिया है और बिल्कुल बाउंड्री लाइन पर मौजूद है आलिया रियाज। उन्होंने जब तक गेंद को फील किया 1 रन हासिल किया इस बार डॉटन ने। तो इस ओवर में अब तक 6 रन बन चुके हैं। 16 विंडीज का स्कोर 133 रन के हदफ के ताकुब में।
ये जियो सुपर की प्रोडक्शन है जिसको आप देख रहे हैं पाकिस्तान के पहले स्पोर्ट्स चैनल जियो सुपर पर। लाइव स्ट्रीमिंग भी इस मैच की आपको मिल सकती है अगर आप ये मैच बराह रास्त देखना चाहते हैं।
और हमारे वो देखने वाले जो कि इस वक्त जियो सुपर पर हमारे साथ कनेक्ट हैं उनके लिए सिर्फ ये पाकिस्तान और विमेंस और वेस्ट इंडीज की विमेंस टीमों के दरमियान लाइव एक्शन नहीं बल्कि आने वाले दिनों में पाकिस्तान सुपर लीग सीजन 4 2019 के मैच भी तैयार है। इसी दौरान एमन की अगली गेंद, नाइट ने आहिस्ता से गेंद को धकेला ऑन साइड पर और जब तक गेंद तक पहुंचती सना मीर 1 रन दोनों बैट्समैनों ने मुकम्मल किया। तो 17 ओवर के बाद विंडीज का स्कोर बिना किसी नुकसान के 133 रन के हदफ के ताकुब में। तो एक्शन ऑन है पाकिस्तान के पहले स्पोर्ट्स चैनल जियो सुपर पर। 6 टीमें 34 मैच दुबई, शारजा, कराची, लाहौर और इस बार अबू धाबी का भी इजाफा हुआ है। 4 रन स्कोर किए हैं 7 गेंदों पर नाइट ने। डॉटन ने 11 गेंदों पर 13 स्कोर किए हैं। कैम्बल, अनीसा, हेनरी, सेलेमैन, कॉनियल, मैकलीन आने वाली बैटर्स होंगी विंडीज की टीम की। अपनी बॉलिंग जारी नहीं रखेंगी यहाँ पर एमन ही गेंद करें। जी हाँ बिल्कुल, अनम अमीन एक तरफ से एमन, दूसरी तरफ से अनम। उनकी पहली गेंद को नाइट ने ऑन साइड पर खेलकर 1 रन हासिल किया।
और अगर पाकिस्तान सुपर लीग के आप अपडेट जानना चाहते हैं तो हमारे चैनल जियो सुपर पर बहुत सारे आपके लिए मज़ेदार प्रोग्राम हैं। स्कोर के भी आप खुसूसी प्रोग्राम देख रहे हैं पाकिस्तान सुपर लीग के हवाले से। इसके अलावा दानिश अनीस, सिकंदर बख्त, फातिमा सलीम और हमारे बहुत सारे एक्सपर्ट जो हैं वो जियो सुपर पे आपके लिए मुख्तलिफ प्रोग्राम्स पेश करें। फैज़ान लाकानी भी।
आदम की अगली गेंद जिसे पिछले कदम पर जाकर आहिस्ता से खेला इस बार डॉटन ने। और आपको भी हम देख रहे हैं आजकल आप बड़े चाय के ढाबे पर रात के वक्त चाय और पराठे के साथ जो है वो मैचों पर तबसरा कर रहे हैं। अनम अमीन एक मरतबा फिर आई गेंद की और इस बार डॉटन ने आहिस्ता से गेंद को कवर में खेला। तो बड़ा फर्क है माजिद अनम अमीन की बॉलिंग का और बड़ी ही उम्दा लाइन और लेंथ पर ये गेंद कर रही हैं। और
जी हाँ, काफ़ी नपी तुली बॉलिंग कर रही हैं और नाइट को तो काफ़ी उन्होंने दिन में कंट्रोल किया हुआ है, लेकिन अब देखना है कि डॉटन किस तरह चार्ज करती है।
अनम की अगली गेंद और इस बार स्वीप किया है, बहुत ही शानदार स्ट्रोक और गेंद डीप स्क्वायर लेग पर बाउंड्री लाइन के बाहर 4 रन के लिए। तो डॉटन को डॉट बॉल करना यहाँ इतना आसान नहीं होगा। पहला चौका है ये अनम अमीन के इस ओवर में और 6 रन अब तक दे चुकी हैं 10 गेंदों पर।
डेंजर विमेन जो है डॉटन, वो पाकिस्तान की बैटिंग बॉलिंग के लिए कल भी मुश्किलात पेश करती हुई आज भी उन्होंने टांग आगे बढ़ाई और स्क्वायर लेग बाउंड्री से।
और इस बार बड़े खतरनाक अंदाज में खेली डॉटन और सिद्रा नवाज इस गेंद को रोकने में कामयाब नहीं हुई, लेकिन बड़ी अच्छी गेंद थी और ये बाई का रन होगा। अंपायर एहसन रजा का ये इशारा था जो पाकिस्तान सुपर लीग के पहले लेग में एक्शन में नहीं होंगे क्योंकि ये ओमान जा रहे हैं। वहाँ पर एक 4 मुल्क की टूर्नामेंट है और आज जब सुबह मेरी एहसन रजा से बात हो रही थी तो उनका कहना ये था कि वो 10 दिन के बाद पाकिस्तान सुपर लीग में एक्शन में होंगे। इस गेंद को ड्राइव किया, 1 रन हासिल करने की कोशिश की इस बार डॉटन और नाइट ने, लेकिन फील्डर यहाँ पर मौजूद थी पाकिस्तान विमेन टीम की फॉर्मर कैप्टन जवेरिया खान। रन बनाने का कोई मौका नहीं। 4 के बाद विंडीज 23 किसी नुकसान के बगैर।
यही पाकिस्तान सुपर लीग में जो पाकिस्तान के सफ़े अव्वल के अंपायर हैं अलीम डार, वो भी एक्शन में नहीं होंगे। तो वजह आपको मालूम हुई कि अलीम डार क्यों अवेलेबल नहीं है?
जी हाँ बिल्कुल माजिद, अलीम डार जा रहे हैं आयरलैंड, जहाँ अफगानिस्तान और आयरलैंड की टीमों के दरमियान 4 एक रोज़ा मैचों की सीरीज़ है और उसके बाद वाहिद टेस्ट मैच खेला जाएगा। और आपको याद होगा कि गुज़िश्ता बरस दोनों को स्टेटस मिला टेस्ट क्रिकेट खेलने का। पाकिस्तान ने डबलिन में आयरलैंड के खिलाफ पहला टेस्ट मैच खेला, अफगानिस्तान ने अपना पहला टेस्ट मैच इंडिया के खिलाफ खेला और अब ये दोनों टीमें आपस में एक दूसरे के मद्दे मुकाबिल होंगी।
फ़ख्र पाकिस्तान अलीम डार, बहुत बड़ा दुनिया अंपायरिंग में नाम,
और लास्ट ईयर जब कराची के नेशनल स्टेडियम में पाकिस्तान सुपर लीग सीजन 3 2018 का फाइनल पेशावर ज़ल्मी और इस्लामाबाद यूनाइटेड की टीमों के दरमियान खेला गया था, तो उस फाइनल को अलीम डार ने सुपरवाइज किया था। और बॉलिंग में तब्दीली और अब गेंद करने के लिए आई है साउथएंड क्लब की जानिब से निदा डार गालिबन गेंद करने के लिए आई हैं, जिन्होंने आज बड़ी उम्दा बल्लेबाजी का मुजाहरा किया था। गुजरावाला से इनका ताल्लुक है। डॉटन ने इस गेंद को ड्राइव किया, लेकिन गेंद सीधी जवेरिया की तरफ, जिन्होंने गेंद को फील किया। रन बनाने का कोई मौका नहीं था। तो डॉटन और नाइट ने बड़ा मुस्बत आगाज फराहम किया है विंडीज की टीम को 133 रन के हदफ के ताक़ुब में।
निदा डार ने आज बैटिंग में जौहर दिखाए थे, अब उन्हें बॉलिंग की जिम्मेदारी दी गई और पहली 2 गेंदों पर काफ़ी बेहतर बॉलिंग कर रही हैं। ये देखें, पाकिस्तान का डगआउट भी आज काफ़ी चार्जअप नजर आ रहा है।
निदा डार ऑफ स्टंप के बाहर ये गेंद और राशिद रियाज का इशारा कि ये वाइड बॉल होगी। इस तरह की गेंदों से इज्तनाब करना होगा पाकिस्तान की बॉलर्स को, और गैर ज़रूरी गेंदों से अपने आप को बचाना होगा, गैर ज़रूरी रन से अपने आप को बचाना होगा, फाजिल रन नहीं देने होंगे। डॉटन सामना करेंगी निदा डार का। निदा आई गेंद की और इस बार फुल टॉस बना दिया इस गेंद को, और गेंद स्क्वायर लेग पर बाउंड्री लाइन के बाहर 4 रन। और डॉटन ने पाकिस्तान की बॉलर्स के लिए खतरे की घंटी बजा दी है। एक और चौका, इस चौके के साथ 21 रन पर पहुंची डॉटन, और आहिस्ता आहिस्ता पाकिस्तान के खिलाफ विंडीज का स्कोर 133 रन के हदफ के ताक़ुब में 29। और पहलवानों के शहर गुजरावाला से ताल्लुक रखने वाली निदा डार के लिए मुश्किलात खड़ी करती हुई डॉटन। निदा डार इस ओवर में 4थी मरतबा, और इस बार डॉटन ज्यादा एतमाद के साथ इस गेंद को खेल नहीं सकी।
डॉटन ने 21 रन जो हैं या वो 18 गेंदों पर स्कोर किए।
निदा डार एक मरतबा फिर आई गेंद करने के लिए डॉटन को। डॉटन ने जगह बनाई इस गेंद को खेलने के लिए, लेकिन फील्ड को वो अबूर नहीं कर पाएंगी। यहाँ पर इरम जावेद मौजूद हैं, उन्होंने गेंद को फील किया, रन बनाने का कोई मौका नहीं था। 29 विंडीज का स्कोर बिना किसी नुकसान के। डॉटन रन बनाने की ज्यादा जिम्मेदारी उन्होंने अपने कांधों पर रखी है। निदा आई गेंद की और इस बार ऑन साइड पर खेल दिया है। बिल्कुल बाउंड्री लाइन पर एमन अनवर मौजूद हैं, जिन्होंने गेंद को फील किया, और 1 रन इस दौरान दोनों बैट्समैनों ने मुकम्मल किया। तो 22 डॉटन का स्कोर, 30 विंडीज का स्कोर बिना किसी नुकसान के। साउथएंड क्लब कराची, जहां पाकिस्तान और विंडीज की खवातीन टीमों के दरमियान 3 T20 मैचों की सीरीज का दूसरा मैच इस वक्त जारी है, और 132 रन आज टॉस जीतकर पहले खेलते हुए पाकिस्तान की विमेंस टीम ने स्कोर किए। जवाब में 5 ओवर का खेल यहां अपने अख्ताम को पहुंचा है, और 30 विंडीज का स्कोर बिना किसी नुकसान पे। डॉटन बैटिंग कर रहे हैं, उन्होंने 22 रन स्कोर किए हैं, जबकि 8 रन स्कोर किए हैं, 4 रन स्कोर किए हैं। नाइट ने 6 रन बनाने की औसत और 6.87 मतलूबा औसत। एक मरतबा फिर एमन अमीन गेंद करने के लिए आई, इस बार डॉटन को रन बनाने का कोई मौका नहीं था, और इस कमेंट्री को मजीद जारी रखेंगे दानिश।
Backward में गई Dotton and Knight defiant as ever against Pakistan. Dotton definitely proving to be the difference between both the teams. Joining me in the home box is Zaruj Mumtaz. Zaruj, they're taking the game away once again.
Oh, that might just be the change now. Sanamir under the ball, and brilliant catch by Sanamir. It bounced once in her hand, and that might just be the difference between Pakistan coming back in the game. And we've got the big wicket here of Dotton. We see the replay here. Heaved across the line, straight up to the square leg fielder, who had to run back quite a bit. And you see they're fumbled with the reverse cup, and luckily popping back into the hands. You can see the excitement on the girls' faces. West Indies 1 down. Dotton walks back to the hut for 22, caught by Sana, bowled by Anam.
Dotton gone, the danger woman for Pakistan. Going early today, she scored 90 runs yesterday, absolutely took the game away from Pakistan. However, it was different today. Anam Amin has been absolutely amazing.
Absolutely, the change working for Pakistan. Anam has this tendency of bowling into the right-handers. which doesn't spin the ball much, and early in the overs it actually drifts away as well. A wicket made in as for now as Anam comes in to bowl. And you'll probably see the spirit lifting up a little bit. You'll be able to hear them a little bit. The keepers become a little bit louder as well.
Oh, once again, a brilliant delivery by Anam. Good take by Siddharth Nawaz, drifting away from the batsman. Bowling tight lines there. Speaking of the spirits lifting, we saw the spirits lift in the last 5 overs of Pakistani batting as well. Really good initiative taken by Alicia.
Absolutely, and that's what it is. The momentum, you can build the momentum in your game, and I break the T20s into blocks of 5 overs.
That clears the boundary. Way over. However, the Windies would want to carry on like this. They're spot on at the moment. I beg your pardon, it was Nation who scored a 50 yesterday. So a few danger moments there.
Yeah, they've got a few in their lineup. The required rate still slightly above the current at 6.93, and Sana Mir comes back into the attack from the Southend club end, changing Ayman Anwar.
Pakistan need to keep the pressure on the Windies right now, not let them go. Second power play.
Tight lines there by Sana. Sana, one of the experienced in the world, in fact, for T20, specialist in bowling in the power play. With the field opening up a little bit, I would like to see mid-off go back, because Doughton favours that area quite a bit.
Sana operating with a long on, a deep mid-wicket and a deep square leg. Meanwhile, one more 4. It was fortunate for the Windies batter. An inside edge took the ball towards the boundary.
Danish, once again, we don't see a slip come in. And if you watch the replay there, that would have been stopped by slip. We had a chance earlier as well. I mean, it wasn't a catch, but the ball did go in the slip region. So I think with 1 wicket down, we need to put the pressure back on.
Sana Mir again bowling a tight line. It's absolutely baffling, Guruj, because we saw the Windies operate with a slip throughout their innings. So they kept the pressure on.
And also you stop the leakage of runs there, which can be very crucial in a T20. And there's always pressure with the keeper up on the stumps and the slip in place. Sana comes into bowl.
Definitely some room for improvement as far as field placements are concerned, especially initially when Doughton was being aggressive, her aggressive self. There should have been a deep long off.
Absolutely. I believe fine leg should have was a fielder which could come into slip. Mid wicket should have been up in the circle, and they could have encouraged Doughton to go across the line. And with mid off back, we would have been in with a chance, because she did heave a few earlier on in Sana's over, up and over mid off.
Long on going back. Nudge towards the leg side, finding the gap, but Anam Amin doing well to collect that ball. Sidra Nawaz has been a live wire behind the wickets, and that's how a keeper should be, always supportive.
Absolutely. I believe keeper is half a captain, because get a good view of the field, see what's going on, and can come up with a few tips regarding what the batsman's intentions are. Sana comes on to finish the over.
Pakistan looking better all round today, played better as far as the batting is concerned, now doing much better as far as the bowling is concerned. Anam Amin definitely adding the oomph that Pakistan needed in their bowling side.
And we see another bowling change. Nashra Sandhu coming on from slow left arm orthodox. Bowled particularly well, I thought, yesterday. Well, everybody was being hit for boundaries and across the park. Nashra bowled an average economy of 5.25, which was by far the best within Pakistan's bowling.
Important spell for Pakistan here. Nashra needs to deliver again today for Pakistan to have a real chance at winning this. Again, no slip.
Slightly wide outside the off stump. Again, we need to bowl within the stumps here if we need to put pressure on them. You miss, I hit.
And if you're focusing on this line, you need a slip even more, because there is an opportunity, there is a chance of having an edge if the ball moves away. We saw Nashra turning the ball yesterday as well. Knight looking good though.
Full toss bowled by Nashra, easy single driven down to mid-on. We can see the keeper saying exactly what we've been saying, tighter lines there, tighter lines there. Bisma's also talking to Nashra.
Absolutely loving Sidra Nawaz's energy there in the middle.
Change in the field, mid-on. Long on comes back into the circle. Interesting to see whether they go down that route.
Another single for the Windies. The Pakistani camp wouldn't mind that as much, as long as the flow of boundaries is stopped. However, the Windies are not bothered at the moment. They look calm, they look composed.
Another full toss driven down to the long on boundary, fielded by Alia Riaz. Easy single there by the Windies women. And once again we see here Sidra saying not to give away those singles easily, and rightly so. Full toss should be curtailed slightly.
Ruj, you can actually see the confidence the Windies have on their betting lineup as well. They're not taking too many unwanted risks, and meanwhile the ball punched towards extra cover for one more single.
And they don't really need to. They don't really need to hit out of the park or throw their wickets away. When they're getting the singles and doubles, they're easily scoring at the average of 6. And with that going, they won't have a lot more to get at the end. So it's quite comfortable for the Windies women at the moment. Knight 14 not out will face Nashra's last ball.
Good piece of bowling there again. It's 48 for 1.
The Windies batting card, Knight not out for 14. Doughton was a big wicket, 22. Good catch after a slight fumble by Sana, and Campbell on 9. Eamon back on.
Oh, good delivery this time. Squeeze towards square leg for a single. Meanwhile, Fatma Salim is there in the audience, and she's going to share some of the crowd's energy with us. Over to you, Fatma.
Thank you, Danish. You know what? Sitting with this audience is the best thing ever because they're enjoying every ball. They're celebrating every, 4 or 6. We're waiting for a 6 to happen. But there's no study. These people don't want to study today, by the way. They just want to match the match. कैसा लग रहा है आपको आज पाकिस्तान?
बहुत अच्छा लग रहा है. वेस्ट इंडीज विल वॉन. पाकिस्तान हार जाएगा कल की तरह. नहीं, पाकिस्तान जीतेगा इंशाल्लाह बिकॉज़ बहुत अच्छा प्ले कर रहे हैं दोनों.
As you can see, a lot of support for West Indies there as well. आप बताओ, आप यूनिवर्सिटी की मतलब कि यूनिवर्सिटी में पढ़ाई शढ़ाई नहीं हो रही है?
तो क्या वो पढ़ाई तो हर साल होती रहती है. कुछ एंजॉयमेंट भी होनी चाहिए. वेस्ट इंडीज यहाँ आई है तो उन्हें हमें सपोर्ट भी करना चाहिए.
Very good. I'm so glad कि आपके स्कूल ने आपको अलाउ किया to come and play and come and watch the game. अब थोड़ा सा और भी बताएं कि आपको क्या लग रहा है वैसे पाकिस्तान के चांसेस है जीतने के?
जीतेगा इंशाल्लाह.
बताएं कि अभी नारे कैसे लग रहे थे, थोड़ा करके दिखाएं हमें भी.
पाकिस्तान जिंदाबाद. पाकिस्तान जिंदाबाद.
Well, guess what? There's support for Pakistan, but there's also support for West Indies in the crowd. I'm going to sit and watch the match. We go over back to the commentary box with Danish and Uruj. Danish.
Thank you so much, Fatma. Some support for the Windies as well in the crowd. Good to see. Oh, once again, change of pace there. Nudged for no run.
Danish, I'm not quite sure the girls in the crowd were actually meaning to say what they actually ended up saying. It was a bit confusion there, but nonetheless, absolutely brilliant to see support for women's cricket all around as West Indies bring up their 50 in exactly 50 balls.
Oh, once again, rock solid in defense there. Campbell looks good, looks dangerous for Pakistan.
Between Pakistan and the Windies women. Tight lines there by Ayman, still getting some shape in the air into the right-hander as Windies are 50 for 1 at the end of 9. The Windies 50 for 1 as Nashra comes on to bowl. Well pitched up delivery there, hit straight back to Nashra. I think those are good lines there, inviting the batter just to come, maybe use her feet. Good lines there by Nashra.
Pakistan in desperate need of some wickets here to put added pressure. This time punch towards the long on. Not really happy with the stroke, Knight.
Hitting the toe end of the bat there. Believe they'll have to use their feet a little bit maybe to get those big boundaries, but rightly said, Pakistan women need a few quick wickets here to put the pressure back on the Windies because they look quite comfortable with the chase at the moment.
West Indies are playing a runner ball here. A boundary scored. Good confident stroke by Campbell there. There was no long on in place. Saw that gap and took full advantage of it.
Not quite sure we need a deep square leg with the lines Nashra is bowling fuller up to the stumps. I feel the field should be a long off rather than a deep square. I believe that's what the meeting in the middle is about. Sana adding some valuable experience and probably some suggestions. So we might just see that field change.
Campbell didn't even time that one that well. Still got a 4 out of it. Using a feed this time. Oh, dropped. Big loss for Pakistan. That would have been a very precious wicket.
Javeria stood still trying to get that one low to the toes there. Not timing that one again. As we see the ball dipping maybe just in front of her. But I think if Javeria would have taken the plunge forward, would have been a pretty spectacular one. A much needed wicket there.
Oh, getting some turn there, Nashra. We saw Eamon take a very good catch yesterday, diving forward. That's what Javeria needed probably. Didn't have the presence of mind to do it.
Single down to Nida Dar, who's fielding at the cover boundary as Windies bring up 58 for 1 after 10 overs. The Windies women looking very comfortable at the moment at 58 for 1 at the halfway mark. Doughton was the only wicket for 22. Knight 17 and Campbell 16 batting comfortably. And joining me in the comm box is Sikandar Bakht.
Well, right now the Pakistani girls need some wicket, at least a couple of wickets to put some pressure on the Windies. Otherwise they are cruising. A beautiful aerial view of the Southend club. Very well stopped. Well, the girls are trying their best, but they just need a couple of wickets.
The Windies captain Marissa Aguilera cheering her team on from the comfort of the stands.
Tell you, Ruch, today when I did the pitch, phase 6, and this
Can
is
you spot
Southend
your
club.
house there, Sikandar?
Oh no, a little bit far away from here. Looks so beautiful.
Towards you. Just section away. Yeah, center.
Eamon will come in to bowl the third ball of this over.
Well, so far the Windies batters are batting without any problem. I don't know much about the strength of the Pakistani team. Do you think they have to make some kind of a change, like a bowler, the pace of the pitch, the pace of the ball? Do you think, do they have anybody there? Like a leg spinner? Or
I think they'll need to move the change the bowlers around a bit. Eamon bowling from, it's becoming a bit of a consistent and predictable line for the Windies women, and they're not seeming to be too bothered about the pace of the game right now. So I think Bisma will maybe bring herself in, very unorthodox.
Because you know better these girls, so which one do you think should come in? She has to make a little bit of more changes, take some chance with some other bowlers.
With Doughton gone now, I believe Bisma herself can come in for a couple of overs.
Well, I think it's going to cross the fence. Yes, 4 runs. I think she was not aiming towards the mid-wicket area. She was trying to hit towards the long on. I felt like that.
I believe
at the last moment, look at that. No, she wanted towards the mid-wicket.
I think the Pakistani women will have to take the pace off the ball, because from what we see, the ball's coming onto the bat very nicely. They're just stroking through the line, and the one-off boundary here and there to go with their singles will get them there comfortably. So I think we need to take the pace of the ball. Maybe Alia Riaz can be brought into the attack.
And she's off spinner, or the I think another cover drive, and it's going to be 4 again. Yes, that was a very good looking shot through the covers, hit very powerfully.
Back-to-back boundaries there. And easily timed through the line of the ball through cover. We'll have to take the pace off the ball here. I think two spinners from either side. Bisma herself can come in, a very unorthodox leggy, and can probably bring in Sanam back in, or maybe even Anam, the left arm bowling in line with the stumps.
One more single. 11 overs gone, 67 for 1, 68 for 1. After 11 overs, Windies comfortably 68 for 1. And as we were discussing with Aruj has been the former captain of the Pakistan women team. And what else we have? The options we have. Now, Bisma has brought in Nida Dar. Is she Nida?
Yes, that is Nida, and she's brought Nida in. Will be interesting to see how Nida bowl and what lines she bowls, because Nida is obviously an off spinner taking the ball away from the left-hander. But we will need a breakthrough here to put a slight stop to the Windies batting, as Bisma makes some changes in the field there.
I think one thing which I don't like about the captaincy is that your guys are waiting for the wicket to fall. You have to get the wickets yourself. That was a full toss, pushed towards the long on area for single. So I think you guys have to, Bisma has to do something to get a wicket. You just cannot just wait there, somebody will get out. So you have to do something different.
Windies needing 64 from 53 balls. Still can be a very, very competitive game right down to the wire. Bilkul, Sikandar Bhai very rightly said, it looks like we're waiting for something to happen and we need to be the aggressor. I still feel a slip in place can add the pressure. Maybe a fielder can be brought in and ask the batsman to hit over the head. Another full toss there, hit to the mid-wicket boundary. Boundary rider, but the Windies women will complete a couple of runs yet again, and all of this looking very, very easy for the Windies women now.
Ruch, I think this is the first time Karachi is so cold. I'm really feeling cold, and I can feel the fielders and the bowlers, they cannot grip the ball properly because of this very cool wind blowing from right towards the left. Usually it's from the left to the right. As I told you, I've played on this ground for the last 25 years, so usually it's from left to right, but this time it's coming from towards the Balochistan area, so it's very cold in Karachi right now. That's why Nida, I think, cannot grip the ball properly.
Dot ball there, but yes, I feel the ball slipping out of their hands. Too many full tosses in this innings by the Pakistan women. We need to put a stop here to the easy flow of runs the Windies women are getting. And I feel we'll see yet another spinner come on from the far end now, as Windies require 62 from 51 balls.
Bad ball. 4 more. That was a bad ball down the leg side, and the batter took the full advantage of that ball, which was away down the leg side and almost a wide ball, but she swept it for a 4.
Not quite sure why Nida was brought back into the attack. Didn't really have a good day with the ball yesterday either. Her lines are a bit wayward and all over the place at the moment. And she stops in her stride there. Windies requiring the 58 from 50.
Well, that was a better ball.
Every dot ball will be good for Pakistan here, and especially when we've added that left armour into our lineup today, just makes sense to use your. Oh, well played.
12 overs gone, 75 for 1. Well, after 12 overs, 75, Windies are 75 for 1, cruising slowly towards the target. And the required run rate is 7.25. And the current rate is 6.25. So we're almost there. And that was the last ball. Went through to the keepers. Sana Mir is back. She's the most senior, experienced. Run out chance, and is it gone? I think the umpire will go towards the third umpire, but I think she's safe. What do you think, Aruj?
It looked like it would have been dangerous, but looks like she's made her crease, and we'll go up with the third. Into the cover, straight to the fielder.
Well, the fielder should have tried for a direct hit, so she's safe. Well, Sana has to do something because she's the most senior, experienced player in the side and one of the ranked player in the ICC ranking. So she must do something. One more wicket, couple of wickets, and the match will turn back towards Pakistan. Oh, that was a very good shout, I think so, but I'm not sure. Just have a look. She was almost there. The ball turned, came in. She seems to be in front of the stump. That was bad luck for Sana. Plays towards through the third man vacant slip area for single.
Very close there. If we can see the replay of the umpire, I think he signaled that there was an inside edge, and that was probably the only thing that must have saved the batter, because it looked pretty close.
Yeah, that was a good ball. Looks close, so might be inside edge. Umpires are there. Well, this is where the Pakistan team has to work more harder. They have to block the singles. If somebody's chasing a target like a run a ball, so the fielder has to do a little bit more for the team, and they have to be more sharper.
Sikandar, that has been the problem for the Pakistan women in the past, finishing games off, be it in batting, be it in bowling, even right now giving away singles for the inner fielders. That should have been much closer than what it was in the end. So I believe just the pressure added on, if we can stop these singles, will maybe bring about a big shot and in turn maybe a chance for a wicket.
Yeah, you have to get a wicket if you want to do something for the Pakistan, because the Windies are just cruising along. There is no issues for them. There is no problem. The pitch is perfect, as I told you on the pitch report. It's very hard. I've never seen a hard pitch like this at the Southend club. Once again, wanted to take a single. That's a better effort from the fielders.
Every dot ball here will add pressure as Sana comes in to bowl her last ball of a third over. So 78 for 1 after 13 overs. Windies needing 55 from 42 balls. The Windies women's scorecard up on your screen. The only wicket fall, Doughton for 22, and Campbell and Knight having a steady partnership here. Pakistan have been really good in the extras column as well.
Well, the scoreboard looks very good for the Windies so far. And as I said, Pakistani bowlers has to do something. The captain is having a word with the spinner. Who's the new spinner? Nashra is left arm. So there is nothing for the spinners, for the bowlers on this pitch. I thought the spinners might enjoy the bowling on this track, but they are all finger spinners. You don't have, the Pakistani doesn't have any wrist spinner, the leg spinner. You said Bisma.
Bisma is not a regulation bowler for us. She's
there's no harm in trying.
And I believe she should come on for 1 over from the other end.
Once again, the cold weather working. And the full toss.
Far too many full tosses today. We're lucky they haven't been hit out of the park and just for singles there. Nashra, again Bisma in conversation with Nashra.
Well, that was a full toss missed by the Windies batter. Could have easily thrown it out of the ground, but she missed it. Bisma is having a word with the bowler. Let's see what she's going to do this time. See, there is a sweeper fielder at the extra cover, so the saving one fielder should go up a little bit, so save the singles. Good hit straight to the long off for a single. So then they're not having any problem in picking up the singles, and that's not a good sign for the Pakistan bowling side. You have to stop the singles and take us some kind of a chance. As you said, Bisma bowls leg spin. She should try herself. You never know, you know.
And like you said, the inner ring fielders should be up slightly to stop that single.
See the fielders on the cover side, they are all on the 30-yard circle. So that's not a good sign. They should push themselves up a little bit. Swept towards the square leg for another single. Singles are no issue for the Windies. Pakistan has to do something new. Well, this is a very lot of celebrities sitting here. Nadeem Khan is sitting there. Shahid Aslam, who has been for ages in the PCB there. Jalaluddin is here. He's a selector for the ladies. So, chief selector? Okay. Uruj has a smile on her face. I don't know why.
There are less women celebrities in a women's match than the men, and that's what I'm smiling about. I would have felt a few more women celebrities to buck up our women. It's swept round the corner, luckily, straight to the fine legs.
Well done.
My cover shot has always been the best.
Oh, there are some lady celebrities. Driven again towards the long off. One more run. Jerry used to bowl, I remember. What happened to her?
Jerry came in as a off spinner who used to turn the ball miles.
All the mothers are here.
That's very good.
They are the celebrities. They are the ones who
absolutely
the mothers. They are the most important people.
So Jerry was actually reported for her action.
Really?
Yeah, she was banned by the ICC for quite a few years, cleared a few years earlier, but she hasn't. I mean, she's developed herself as a batter now, so she doesn't really bowl. I mean, sometimes Bisma does use her, but not as a regular bowler.
Dot ball. 14 overs gone, 82 from.
For the Windies women, in reverse order coming up on your screen, as the Windies women are 82 for 1 at the end of 14. Yet another bowling change. Nida Dar comes into the attack. Sikandar?
I'm really sad. Nida didn't impress me at all because she might be not in a good nick, not in a good form. In the previous match too, in the first match, she didn't bowl to a good line. Today again, She's bowling to two lines. Sometimes he's bowling very well within the stumps, and suddenly he bowls a ball outside the off stump. That's a better ball. But another single.
Bisma going with the strategy of sticking to her 5 bowlers and not using any one of the
But
part-timers.
I remember you told me that they have added some bowlers.
Absolutely. Sidra Amin, the opening batter, was dropped to add Anam Amin in. We still haven't bowled Alia Riaz, who's the medium pacer. I probably think that's because they want to keep the pace of the ball. But I still feel Bisma and Javeria, the unorthodox options, can maybe prove the difference.
They still have 50 runs to score. But they have 9 wickets in hand. Got the outside edge for another single.
Very well fielded there on the third man boundary by Nashra Sandhu, and she's pushed back to the boundary now. The difference between the runs and balls growing slightly, just the effect that a few dot balls can have. Again, covering on to your point for Nida Dar, I believe her line hasn't been impressive. Too many full tosses. Even yesterday, she was a bit wayward, bowling her 4th over now.
That's the breakthrough they need.
Yes.
That's the breakthrough we're talking about. Another wicket and Pakistan will make a comeback.
And that's brilliant from the captain. Bisma leading from the front, happens to be a lefty but stopped the ball, diving to her right with one hand. As we see the replay there, brilliant stop by Bisma, and had the presence of mind to throw wonderfully into the keeper. Oh, that looks out.
And the batter has already left. That's a very superb piece of fielding by Bisma. Knight is out for 32. Very well played. It's Sidra or Bisma? The fielder is Bisma, please. Kindly correct it in the ticker.
It could have been Sidra. Sidra is not playing today. The other Sidra that we have is behind the stump. So, no, Bisma, shirt number 3, the skipper, leading from the front. We have a much
very
good
good breakthrough. Uruj, they have got a breakthrough. They can put some pressure on the Windies. 84 for 2. A good run out, good piece of fielding can change the game. It's a new batsman in, so come on, captain, put some pressure on. Do something new. Have a short cover. Have a short mid-wicket, something new. Okay, forget about the slip. At least they should have a short cover for the push. Ask her to push. Do something new.
Sikandar Buck getting very excited in the com box here, but they have a short mid-wicket there. Ooh, Nation, the half-centurion from last match, she scored 50 not out as we see the replay for the last wicket.
Well, went for a big one. Oh, that's the run out. Excellent, brilliant piece of fielding by Bisma, the skipper.
And I get what you're trying to say. We need to add the pressure,
Yeah,
even after the wicket falls.
Mid-wicket right now. If you can see the mid-wicket area, there is a mid-wicket, short mid-wicket. Not short, but saving one. Well, that was a little bit lazy from the fielder. Nashra? Nashra. Nashra Sandhu.
Nashra doesn't really have the strongest arm in the side, but I felt that the throw was a little bit away from Sidra Nawaz, but I think the batters would have made it comfortably there.
So I think I can feel that that new batter, Nation, got some kind of instruction that she's trying to push the runs because she's going after the ball.
Comfortably in there, Nation, well, there.
Another big one. As I said, she must have got the instruction from the coach. Go in and try to score runs. And one more run. 15 overs gone. 87 for 2. Change in com box.
And we have back in the com box Danish with us as the Pakistani women's scorecard comes up. Sana bowling her 3 for 19, Anam 3 for 12. The pick of the bowlers for today. And well, Bisma has an interesting choice now with everybody left with 1 over. Will be interesting to see who comes on to bowl. Probably
it will be
Anam.
interesting to see when Anam bowls her last over, because she's been very impressive. 12 runs off her 3 overs with 1 wicket. If she manages to take 1 more wicket with at least a couple of runs in that over, it's going to be game on.
Absolutely, and also it's better to bring someone who's a wicket taker up now, and as we see, Anam is on strike, because there's no point waiting till the end where they've just got a few of the last few overs, and Windies requiring 46 from 30. Still not a very difficult chase, but Nation on strike. She's got the firepower to clear the boundary.
Anam has been a champion today, brought into the squad in place of a batter. Oh, once again, no slip. Pakistan paying the price. How many more times are we going to see this? If only there was a slip there, that would have been 3 down.
Well, it's a lot been said about having a slip in there, as West Indies could have been 3 down there as we watch the replay. Nice lines again, no foot movement. The ball drifting into the right-handed batter there, and well, luckily it didn't trickle down to the boundary, and the batter could only get 2 runs as Anam comes into bowl.
That's upish in the air. Who's going to get that one? Lands safely in no man's land. The Windies squeezing 2.
As Windies require 42 from 28, the match looks like it's going to go down to the wire. Nation seems like she has clear instructions to go and hit out. She's trying to go for everything. If there was time, it could have been a chance on the boundary. Windies 91 for 2.
Once again, using her feet and hitting it way over the boundary line for a maximum. Once again, positive stuff by the Windies batters. They're known for this.
And just picking up from where she left off in her last match, Nation using her feet, coming down to the pitch of the ball and using her brute force to clear the boundary comfortably for a massive 6.
Oh, good comeback. Is that going to be out and given by the umpire? Big wicket for Pakistan. Number 3 gone. Anam Amin, you beauty.
Absolutely, you beauty, and I love the fact that the men are enjoying this women's game. Anam bowling brilliantly, and in line with the stumps is what we want. Without a doubt, plum LBW, Danish.
Pitched in line, Rouge, and it was always going to be given. Completely missed the line of the ball there. Nation not at all happy with the decision. She thought it was going down leg, but the ball turned after pitching, got even straighter. She's getting a really good drift there.
And that's exactly what we've been talking about. The ball that was hit for 6 was pitched way outside off stump, giving the batter free movement to free her arms. And with the Windies women, you can't take that chance. And you might be getting the wickets, but it's the unnecessary runs that we need to curtail in between those dot balls.
Pressure added on the Windies. Natasha McLean coming in, age 24, right-handed batter for the Windies. Can Anam squeeze in one more? 36 required of 26 balls, still very gettable.
Still very gettable, and maybe just not as well. The 10-run difference between the two as Anam comes into bowl.
We're in that state of the match where every dot ball counts now.
And with Anam drifting the ball into the right-handed batter, it just makes sense for her to keep pitching in line with the stumps, getting a chance for a bold and an LBW. As Bisma had some discussion there with Anam, as she will bowl the last ball of the 16th over.
Once again pitching outside the off stump, giving room to the batter, who went on the back foot and punched it towards extra cover for a single. After 16, it's 99 for 3. So 4 overs left. Another 34 runs required for the Windies to take the match and the series with it. Pakistan eager to come back in the series, making things more interesting if that can happen. Change in bowling for Pakistan.
Nida Dar comes on to bowl her final over as the Windies require 8.5, the required run rate at the current position. I would like to see Nida also bowl in line with the stumps, not giving the batters any room to swing their arms.
Oh, once again going for a reverse sweep there, straight to the fielder. Won't get a run for it, but that was a good connection there.
Very well timed. Luckily enough, straight to the hands of the short third man fielder.
Using her feet again and missed it completely. Some nerves there in the middle, you can sense them.
Pressure is on, feels like something's about to happen, either a big hit or a wicket, which will turn the favour. It's pretty nicely poised at the moment as Nida Dar comes in to bowl her third ball of the over.
Pitched shot this time, punched towards mid-wicket, a loose delivery yet again by Nida Dar, leaking runs when Pakistan cannot afford them. 100 up for the Windies with that boundary. Very, very loose delivery there.
And Nida hasn't really been the pick of the bowlers of the day, and again a short ball between a few good ones.
Using her feet again, going and gone! Big 6 there. Is this over going to be it for Pakistan? Seems like it, because the Windies are taking the match away from Pakistan.
Coming down to the pitch of the ball, flighted up delivery at this point, and comfortably by far crossing the mid-wicket boundary.
Used her feet and gave it the kitchen sink. Up by a couple, can it be? Oh, weak throw again. Otherwise it could have been dangerous for the Windies batter. Ran in hard.
The Windies women going for everything now, closing the gap, 22 of 19.
Again flashing hard on it. Will get just a single. After 17 it's 111, 112 for 3. That was a good over for the Windies, brought them back into the match. Pakistan need a good over for themselves as well. A 2-run over with a wicket would really help their cause for winning this match.
Otherwise, the last overs probably already decided the fate of this match. And with the Windies looking very, very calm and relaxed at the moment. As Sana comes back on into the attack, and it'll probably be the make or break over now. If she can squeeze a few in, the follow wickets there. Very good judge catch in the end there by Sana.
Back live. Needed a direct hit there, couldn't get it. It would have been really close if she got it.
The Windies running for everything right now, very, very close, and like you said, if it was a direct hit, there we continue the follow wicket. It's a brilliant effort by Bisma in the field. And Nation swinging across the line for an LBW, Nida Dar to get that wicket. Back live now as Sana continues.
That was a brilliant delivery. Superwoman Sidra Nawaz behind the wickets, being as quick as she always is.
Lightning behind the stumps there, Sidra Nawaz, and Sana, very well bowled by Sana, across the batter, swinging across the line, and I'm loving the emotion and the excitement in the comm box here as Windies are 113 for 4.
God, this girl is quick. That was flash.
As McLean walks back to the pavilion for scoring only a single.
Will this bring the Pakistani women back into the game? The pressure needs to continue here, Ruj. I'm definitely feeling it. I'm on the edge of my seat here.
The pressure's on. The Windies women requiring exactly 20 runs here from 16 balls, and you never know. One good ball, one good hit or one good wicket could make all the difference here now.
Probably the most important 4 deliveries of the match. If they go runless, Pakistan can start feeling really confident. But we know what the Windies can do when given a chance.
Even now you will see as the Windies captain Marissa Aguilera walks out to the wicket, has tons of experience under her belt, and even now you will see that the Windies have a do or die approach. Even now with the pressure on, they'll still go for their hits. And in that we can actually get a chance for a wicket.
Oh, good bowling there by Sana. Got a top edge out of Marissa, but landed safely. Giving flight yet again, Sana played towards the leg, will get 2 out of it. Fielder on the boundary, a little slow to get off.
A little slow to get off the blocks. Alia Riaz there, a good pick up and throw, but getting to the ball in anticipation that the batters will take 2 at this stage of the game.
You need to expect every ball coming towards you at this stage, especially. 18 required of 14. It's game on. Again using her feet there. Hit the ball really hard towards long on. Will get only 1. Good feeling there towards the boundary line there.
Last ball of the over now, and there's a very tense vibe around the ground right now. It feels like the crowd's gone a little bit quiet in anticipation of something about to happen.
The girls in green smelling victory here, but barely. Using her feet yet again. Thrash towards deep mid wicket. Will get just 1 more. After 18, it's 117 for 4. $1 million question for you, Ruj, right now is, or probably for Bisma, who's going to be bowling the last 2 overs?
Well, Bisma stuck to her 5 bowlers today. The 5 bowlers that she has, she hasn't tried any of the part-time bowlers, so she doesn't have much of a choice left. She's only got 1 from Nashra and 1 from Ayman.
Would you actually be comfortable bowling a part-time bowler at this stage of the match?
We've got 1 from Nashra left, which is going to be an obvious choice, but we'll see whether she brings Ayman Anwar back on, because we don't really want pace on the ball. It is Ayman Anwar back on, in fact, and she is sticking to the 5 main bowlers and not. I would have liked to see Bisma bowl a couple in between, because she's got that very uncanny action and she can always get away with a wicket, because we've played the extra bowler today. So we should have used her options, but nonetheless, Ayman Anwar coming back on.
Ayman Anwar joining the party for Pakistan. Again, a very crucial over.
Danish, this is where the Pakistan women team struggles sometimes, is to finish off matches, to bat and bowl in the depth overs. And it is a perfect scenario right now to see how our girls bowl at the depth.
Oh, good delivery there. Right in the block hole. Marissa tried digging it out but was not successful doing so.
Very good Yorker, in-swinging Yorker bowled there by Ayman. She naturally brings the ball into the right-hander Campbell there in discussion with Marissa.
To Pakistan.
Sana Mir taking a brilliant catch in the outfield, showing her troops. The former captain taking a brilliant catch as we see the replay. Slower one, rolling her fingers onto the ball and mistiming, and a beautiful catch at the cover in a circle by Sana. And that's probably the magic that was required. You see the spark back in, and we might just be back in the game here.
They say catches win matches. Well, if this one doesn't win the match for Pakistan, what will? What an effort by Sana Mir, diving across, kept her hands on the ball, took it cleanly.
Danish, I think the catch has been sent up to the third umpire to confirm, and
that looked clean.
That looked pretty clean, and exactly what Sikandar Bhai had also been talking about earlier, that our inner ring fielders are on the inner ring edge, and if they were a couple of steps forward, that would have been easier into the hand, you know. And so if you're a little bit forward, or if it is you're walking in, you cut that single as well. They're checking the no ball here.
That is definitely a legal delivery. Let's have a look at it. Definitely taken. It does not get clearer than that. Hitting Sana Mir's palm.
Oh, absolutely. And even when she gets up, she's made it a point to keep the ball into her arms. Brilliant catch. Again, we see the replay. Again, a very, very smart bowling by Ayman to roll the fingers over the ball there to blow a slower delivery as Campbell walks back for 43, caught by Sana, bowled by Ayman. Windies 117 for 5.
Right there to come and watch the match and support your heroes. The crowd is in it, so are we. Pakistani girls are definitely in it at the moment. Chanel Henry joining the party for the Windies.
And this is what we've been talking about. Even right now, if you can see the offside, the field is still on the inner circle edge, not trying to stop that single. Very well bowled in the block hole again. Easy single to mid-on. Again, when the fielders are in the inner circle, you're there to stop the single, because even every single here will add pressure onto either of the teams, as Windies requiring 15 from 9.
Again, what can Ayman do in these last 3 deliveries? The field remains the same. Bisma having a discussion with Ayman if she needs a change in field.
Fine leg and third man up in the circle as mid-off, mid-on, mid-wicket and square are back on the boundary.
Oh, that was very, very close if that was a direct hit.
Fielded there by Javeria Khan on the fine leg in a circle. Direct hit would have made the difference. 14 from 18 now for the West Indies.
Oh, it was a flighted slower one. Sidra wasn't ready for it. Landed straight in the block hole.
Very, very well bowled. Again, it requires some nerve to bowl this sort of change-up when she hasn't really bowled this all day yesterday or today. Bowling a leg cutter as a leg spin action to bowl the slow one.
Involved? I don't think he hit the bat.
Could have been a close call for LBW. Too
No
much
appeal
happening
there.
too fast, I guess, Danish.
Once again, a brilliant delivery by Ayman. Good bowling there. End of the 19th. It's 120 for 5. Can Pakistan take this one home? 13 requires of the last over for the Windies to take the series 2-0. Pakistan need to defend these 13 runs to level the series 1-1. Who's bowling the last one for Pakistan, Ruj?
Nashra, we don't have anybody else at the moment, especially with the strategy Bisma's going. She's playing her 5 bowlers, she's sticking to her guns, she's sticking to the plan, and it's working. 13 from the last 6. The penultimate over was a brilliant one by Ayman to swing the balance of the game back into the girls in green.
World of a pressure on Nashra there.
A world of a pressure on Nashra. Somebody still very young in the international circuit, but the fielding will have to be spot on for the last 6 balls. Here we go.
Oh, that should have been stopped by Nashra. This can make the difference. Both the fielders missing that one right close to the boundary line. It will probably be referred to the third umpire. Given.
Yeah, I think, firstly, Nashra should have stopped at that on her own bowling, and then Bisma down at the long off boundary as we watched it. Very, very hardly struck, just straight through the hands of Bisma, and they're fumbling it at the boundary. Valiant effort by Javeria behind her to maybe make the difference.
That was hit really hard, but it should have been stopped.
Should have been stopped by both.
Henry just came in.
Will that...
Girls in green do it here. Can they defy the Windies or win here and level the series 1-1?
As we see the replay of the ball being hit to the cover boundary, Nidadar picking it up cleanly. Good throw to the bowler, should have been taken, and that would have been the end of.
That wasn't even a bad bounce.
That was a really good bounce, something ideal that you want, right up against waist height. As we're back after a slight stop and play because of the injury. 4 from 3 now.
You really have to commend the Windies for holding their nerves, for holding their own, and playing according to the situation. They've been absolutely brilliant yet again. Oh, it's gone! Nashra gets her woman.
Brilliant bowling there by Nashra, just in line of the stumps, just the ball going just a little bit away from the batter, missing the line completely, and as always Sidra Nawaz, brilliant behind the stumps, and the credit goes to both. Oh, brilliant lines there, completely missing the line of the ball.
That was such a good delivery.
But Danish, is that a bit too late?
Let's hope not. Just 2 deliveries left, 4 runs required.
Sikandar Bakht behind us is very confident. The Pakistan girls have got this in the bag as Windies are 129 for 6.
Let's not forget we will have the number 7 batter on the crease. That makes a lot of difference. What potential does the Windies team have at number 7?
And Danish, also this tail hasn't really been exposed because they never batted past the first and second batters in the last match. And it has to, like, Sikandar Bakht is pretty much right here with us.
I think Sikandar, you need to join us here. Join the party.
What they have to do is bowl within the line because they're going to hit. They don't have a choice for the singles. Either she's going to take a single and give a chance to that tall lady.
Can Nashra bowl 2 more deliveries like the last one? That was a peach of a delivery. Nashra will definitely be feeling the pressure. Sana Mir was just having a conversation with her, trying to explain her what she needs to do. Marissa feeling the pressure here.
Just bowl within the stumps. Marissa Aguilera, they're very tense now. Oh, very well bowled there. A tight single in the end. A wild throw there. Not needed by Umema because the batter was already in the crease. But now we're down to 3 of 1.
Whew.
Henry? What's her name?
3-2 win of 1 delivery.
Lady, she going to hit. So you have to place their best fielders on the line.
Absolutely. We need to have all the fielders allowed right at the line and not even walking in right now. The boundary riders have to be on the line of the boundary. The best fielders of your team need to be there, and we need to be very careful not to give in extra single when it matters.
And she has to bowl a Yorker length ball just under the bat.
Henry on strike. Not a good sign for Pakistan, because we all know she can hit the ball really hard.
Danish also very well prompted there by the keeper that she's standing outside the stumps, outside the crease.
Oh! Can they take the second one? They're going for the second one. We have a
going to be
draw.
tied there. Oh, we have a tie. Pakistan bring back the match, and it's a tie. Oh, it's going to be a super over now, Danish. What better could it be asked for? Pakistan versus the Windies women. Pakistan pulled the match back after a brilliant last 2 overs. Windies 132 for 6. Danish.
Well, I personally believe the Windies would be happy with this outcome because they needed 3 of the last ball and they had lost the match there.
Absolutely, after requiring 13 from 6 and then 4 from 3. And then needing 3 of the last ball, probably. But that is the way this match has swung all day.
Wow.
What a finish.
Kudos to the Pakistani girls who stayed in the team, who kept fighting, who kept working with the pressure on the Windies. They made sure they did not let the Windies run away with an easy win. It's a draw. This is the last match. Very lucky Henry there. Very lucky she got an inside edge. Using those long legs to run really hard.
A perfect last delivery. Everybody running everywhere. Sidran was telling her troops to calm down, cool down. We don't want to give away with that extra run. But now, super over. Mark Coles there.
I was just about to say every girl in the stadium, including me, was screaming.
And welcome to women's cricket. This is what cricket does to you. Ooh, Danish has tears in his eyes now. Such is the excitement of women's cricket as we bring the Windies batting card there. Henry and Fletcher down in part of all that drama. Campbell, the pick of the batters, with 43 and Knight with 32. Without a doubt.
Well, getting into the final over, super over, you can't stop but favouring the Windies because they have the hard-hitting batsmen. They have the batswoman who can hit the ball hard.
Yeah, without a doubt, the bowler should be Sana Mir. The amount of experience she has and the control she has over the ball. I mean, the match can swing in any favour, and very rightly said, the Windies have the power and the strength, as they've shown throughout both the matches, to hit out of the park, and that might just be the difference.
I'm sure you all are eager for the super over as well. However, we will be taking a short break. We'll come back with live action from Southend Cricket Club and the super over. Stay with us.